Now, I wanted to acknowledge a little issue that we have with our form set with commenting out this if new item title. If you had that in the last one, then we would see that this form set actually doesn't work very well for us. So if we go back into our product inventory and we try and save it, it says this price fails basically. And that's because of this last form. It's not actually coming through very well. So what I would recommend is using form sets really only to edit large amounts of data, not adding incremental data. If you want to add incremental data, I recommend just creating a new view for creating stuff. But in this case, we don't want to actually go in depth that far for the create view, but actually creating the variations is something that you can do in the admin at this time. So that's where I would recommend that you do it. So in our forms.py, we're going to take off this extra call and just put it at 0. And then this is really just inventory management now. It's not adding inventory. It's not adding variations. It's really just editing and making changes to them as we need. So since that's the case, we also want to get rid of that title call as well. So really all we're doing here is have the ability to change the price, the inventory, and whether or not it should show up in the inventory list or at least online whatsoever. All right, so that's that for the product inventory. Now what we're going to do is a really simple way to share products. We have these social sharing links on our GitHub inside of a guide. We have a way to do it using anchor tags, and it's actually really easy to do. So what we're going to, first off, we're just going to show you how to implement the Facebook one, and then also using some of the styling that we like from Font Awesome. So the Facebook one, it's really simple. If we copy this link here, we go into our template for the product detail, and underneath the add to cart, we're going to add a new one, and we're going to call this share. And I'll just do just a regular P tag, and we'll call it share. Put a break here, and just put this Facebook one. So if we paste that in and we refresh in here, we see this link that says share on Facebook, which is fine. And it gives us the actual URL for whatever we want to do. So if I actually clicked on this, it would take me to share it on Facebook for Coding for Entrepreneurs. But what we want to do is do request.get full path, and that's going to give us a completely different one. So if I inspect element here, I actually see what the URL that it's sharing is, and that is only part of the URL. It's not the actual full URL. So what we want to do instead is build absolute URI, and that stands for Uniform Resource Locator. So it gives us actually the entire URL. So if we refresh in here on share on Facebook, and now if we go to inspect element, we now see this full-on share on Facebook button here, which is really cool. And now we want to check out Font Awesome. So Font Awesome is really useful for all different kinds of icons. So in this case, we're going to look for a Facebook one, and we're just going to stick with the Facebook square icon here. And I'm going to go ahead and copy this icon, and let's go ahead and paste it into this share on Facebook right here. And then we can go back into our project and take a look, and now we have this share icon here. So we can do FA, let's say 3x. And that gives it a little bit more size to it. And then, of course, we could add any other icons that we might want to use. So like Twitter, let's just say we wanted to use Twitter and we use the square. We can put Twitter in here as well. So we could go through and do each one. In this case, I'm not going to actually finish the link for it because that link guide will show you it. But this is a very easy way to put share links on your site for your product. So that is something we'll leave it at, and this is not the most dynamic way to share. There are other ways to actually share things, but this right here allows us to have a very quick and easy way to share your product on any general social media. And that will also work from Twitter, Google+, LinkedIn, and Reddit. So we don't have one for Pinterest, but the Pinterest one is going to be very, very similar to this right here. So if you have any questions on these sharing links, let us know. Otherwise, let's keep going.